Yeah, you can. Okay, so for this class, we are going to learn a new topic, algebra. Yeah, so we are going to cover what is algebra. Yeah, and why do you think we need to use it? And what is a variable? Charlie can't get in. Yeah, just a sec. If Charlie cannot get in, let me have a look. And Taya, I cannot see Charlie, but if you say I cannot see Charlie's name here, but if she's in the waiting room, just let me know. Thank you. Okay. And we haven't, and then today here's a star rating question for 5A. So we haven't got it ready for the whole chapter, but it's good we have it for the 5A. So you can choose your star rating question after we finish. Yeah. And that's it for today. And for tomorrow in period one, we don't have Zoom in period one because I want to give you some time next period to finish off this star rating question. And tomorrow at period 6, we will have another Zoom lesson for 5B. Yeah, so this is 5A. Okay, so let me get started. And here, okay, let me have a look. Okay, so this topic is about introduction to algebra. So we have some key ideas. Yeah, do not worry too much about it. Yeah, so yeah, her computer is not working. Okay, thank you for letting me know, Taya. That's okay. Yeah, and Charlie can watch our recording. So our first concept is for algebra is polynomial. Okay, so what is polynomial? It's just like we use a letter to stand for a number. And a polynomial is also called a variable. Yeah, so a polynomial is also called a variable. So for example, the polynomial we can use x. Yeah, polynomial we can also use y, or we can also use a or b. Yeah, a letter. Yeah, that's polynomial. And what is term? Yeah, so the next new concept is term. So it consists of numbers and polynomials. It's with multiplication or division. Yeah. So we can use numbers and polynomials combined. So for term, for example, term we can use x, or we can use 5x, or we can use 3ab. So 3ab means, so this 3ab means 3 times a times b. Yeah, so if numbers times together, so we do not need to write the multiplication sign. Yeah. Okay, so this is a term. And for another thing, okay. So sometimes when we can say something like x, y over 3. So what does this mean? So this means x. Yeah, so this means x times by y, and after times together, so divide by 3. Yeah. So they are all term. And then what is constant term? So the constant term is a term that does not contain any polynomials. So basically, it's just all numbers by themselves. So a constant term. For example, so 3 is a constant term. Yeah. And we can have 5 as a constant term. And we have 10, yeah, or 100. They are all constant term, yeah. And what is expression? Okay, so expression consists of numbers and polynomials combined with any mathematical operation. Yeah, so expression It's very similar to term, but we need to have mathematical operations. So for example, we have one expression as 3a plus 5b. So this is one expression we can use. And we can also say expression as, okay, so x plus 3 and times by b, for example. Yeah, so that's also another expression. Okay, and then the last concept is coefficient. Yeah, coefficient is a number in front of a polynomial. Yeah, so for example, if we have an expression as 6x plus 2y plus z, so this is one expression because it has numbers and polynomials combined together. So we want to find the coefficient of x. So we just look at the number before x. So this one is 6. Yeah. So we just write 6 as a coefficient of x because 6 is a number before x. Okay, so now I want you guys to find the coefficient of y. Coefficient of y is a number before y. Please type your answer in the chat. Thank you. Yeah, I got the first answer. So I just, I'm expecting a few more answers. Yeah. And if Alia, Iris, Bianca, Daniel, Ethan, yeah, could you type your answers in the chat? Alia, Iris, Bianca, Daniel, Ethan, yeah. Now I got 3 answers. Yeah, let me quickly have a look. Yeah, so we got answers from, yeah, Daniel 2, Iris 2, Ethan 9. Okay, so we want to get the coefficient of y. Yeah, so we want to get the coefficient of y. So we look at this expression here. Yeah, this is an expression. So we just look at the number before y. So the number before y is 2. Yeah, so I just use a different color. So the number before y is 2. So we just say the coefficient of y is 2. Yeah, so that's the coefficient of y is 2 because the number before y is the coefficient of the polynomial. Yeah, so that's 2. And then we have the coefficient of z. Yeah, 8xyz. Oh yeah. So Ethan, thank you for the answer. So for the coefficient, we just look at the coefficient for a particular polynomial. Yeah. Okay, so for this expression, so I just write it bigger, yeah, so that you guys can see it clearly. Okay, so I use blue. So if we have this expression, 6x plus 2y plus z, so the coefficient of x, if it's a coefficient of x, it's a number before x, so that's 6. So we say 6, yeah, 6 is the coefficient of x. Yeah, and if we want to find the coefficient of y, we look at the number before y, that's 2. So we say the coefficient of y is 2. Yeah, and for the coefficient of z, because here's no number before z, so the coefficient is 1. Yeah, so it says if there is no number in front, so the coefficient is 1. Okay. So let's do one more example. Yeah. So if I have, let me just use a different color. So if I have, for example, 3a plus b. Okay. So I want to find out what is the coefficient of a. So I just write it here. Yeah. So what is the coefficient of a? Yeah. And what is the coefficient? Yeah. So if we have this expression, 3a plus b, so we want to find the coefficient of a. So let's have an answer. Yeah, thank you, Ethan. Yeah, so that's the correct answer. So this time, the coefficient of a becomes 3. Yeah. Yeah, thank you, Daniel. Yeah. And now I want someone to answer what is the coefficient of b. Yeah. So what about Rose, Ryan, Stephen, Tyler, Xavier? So what is the coefficient of b for this formula? Yeah. Yeah, what is the coefficient of b? Yeah. What is the coefficient of b in this case? Okay, that's okay. So this is a new concept. So if you are confused, that's okay. So because b it has only the letter by itself, so there's no number in front. So if that's the case, so we look at this sentence. Yeah. So if there is no number in front, so the coefficient is 1. So for b, because there's no number in front, yeah, so it's only b by itself, so we just write 1. So the coefficient of b is only 1. Okay, does this make sense? So we just look at the letter b, and after the plus, it only says plus b, so there's no other number, so the coefficient is 1. Yeah, that's how we do it. Okay, so let's quickly do some practice questions here. Okay. So if we have, yeah. So if we have, we need to write an expression for these two questions. The first one, it says 10 more than p, yeah. So we just write an expression. We write 10 more than p. We can write p plus 10. Yeah. Does this make sense? So 10 more than p, we can write p plus 10. Yeah, because that's 10 larger than p. Okay. And for the second one, so I want you guys to do it. So we need to find the product of a and b. So please type it in the chat. So what is the product of a and b? Product means multiplication. Yeah. So this one means multiplication. Yeah. Means times. So basically it's a times b. Yeah. Thank you, Ethan. So basically it's a times b. So you can write your answer as a. Yeah. Yeah. Thank you, Tyler. Yeah. So you can write either a times b, or you can write ab. Yeah. Because we know ab means a times b. Yeah. So both answers are okay. So you just write either this one or this one. Yeah. Yeah. Thank you, Max. Yeah. Thank you, Max. So it's a times b, or you write a and AB. Yeah, that's it. Okay, so that's the first practice question. And for the second one, so we need to write an expression for each of the following with also using times or division. Yeah. So we do not use times and division. So for times, we write something like this. And for division, so for example, if it's A divided by B, you just write A over B. Yeah, we write it in fraction. Okay, so for the first one, I will do it for you. So it's M is tripled and then 5 is added. So for the first one, we write A. So we're at M is tripled, which means 3M. Yeah. So we're at 3M. This is M is tripled. And then 5 is added. After it's tripled, we plus 5. Yeah. So that's the first question. M is tripled, and then 5 is added. Because 3M means 3 times by M. And we do not use the multiplication. So we just write 3M. Yeah. A equal B. Okay, so didn't mean to write that. Okay, so Ethan, I think you are talking about this question here, product of A and B. So product means multiplication. Yeah. So the product of A and B is A times by B. So that's why we write here. It's not A equal B. Yeah. And for the last question here, for question B, we have the sum of A and B is halved. Okay, so first, we want to find the sum of A and B because it's hard to type in the chat. So we just do it together. So because it's a sum, so we just write A plus B. But the sum is halved. Yeah, because it's halved, so which means divided by 2. Yeah, so if it's halved, which means the sum is divided by 2. But can we write this? We cannot, because we do not write the symbol division. So what can we do? We can use something like this. Yeah, we can look at this one. So we just use fraction is equal. We just write A plus B first. And the divide, we use fraction sign. Yeah. So that's how we do it. Okay, so does this two question make sense? Is there any other question for this two? Yeah. So if there is no question, so let me just put yeah. So let me just download the notes. So here's the notes. So I just download it for you. Let me find a notes. Yeah, just a sec. Okay, so I will put the notes in our resource so that you can download. Yeah. Okay, so let me just quickly put. Yeah. Let me just quickly put the notes in our resource. Yeah, just a sec. So in resource, where's notes? We are doing chapter 5. Yeah, chapter 5. Okay. So you have the textbook. You have the textbook for chapter 5 here. Yeah. And I just put the notes here. Yeah. And let me just find the notes. Yeah, just notes. Okay. So let me just drag it here. Okay, all done. So that's the notes for today. You can have a look. Yeah. Okay, so this is a notes. This is a chapter, that's a textbook. And for what questions you need to do, yeah. So you just use this. That's the star rating questions. Okay, so let me quickly stop recording. Yeah, just a sec.